Well, our next topic gets mixed reactions when mentioned, and it has to do with head lice. And unfortunately, this parasite doesn't discriminate who it affects. But the great news is, this pesky situation now has some new treatments, and pediatrician Dr. Lice Advice is here to tell us more about it. Hi, doctor.
Hi.
Well, so head lice, people tend to really freak out when they even just hear that phrase.
Right.
But there are some new treatments that you can tell us about that might kind of ease everybody's mind.
Yes, recently there have been a lot of new treatments. Before the last few years, we had over-the-counter treatments and a lot of treatments that didn't work, that were myths.
The weird shampoos.
Shampoos, mayonnaise.
Yes.
Tea tree oil that stung. But now we have treatments like Lice that is very effective, very easy to use, and takes about 10 minutes.
Oh, well, so how does that treatment work? If you discover, say, one of your children has lice, what does that do?
Well, the first thing, if somebody thinks their child has lice, is they should contact their healthcare provider, because then they can make sure that diagnosis is accurate. Sometimes people think they have lice and they don't, and then lead them the way so that they won't get so emotional over this and treat it.
Right.
The treatments I'm talking about are mostly prescription drugs. And they're very easy to use. And the other thing somebody should do is, if they think their child has lice, they should look around their house and see who else might have it.
Right.
Because one of the failures to treatment is that they're just getting re-exposed, and we're not treating the whole family or their friends.
So it's just a continuous cycle. Because I remember growing up in school, they would do head checks all of the time to make sure that someone didn't have it. So is it very easily transmittable? How is it spread?
There's also myths there. These bugs don't jump, they don't fly. It's usually by head-to-head contact, or contact with a brush that somebody had lice has used, a brush or a pillow or some sort of belongings that the lice have come in contact with.
So, say, airplane pillows or movie theater cushions, we don't need to be quite so concerned about that.
No, we don't. The lice don't live very long off the scalp. Okay. So they can live up to 50 hours, but frequently they're not viable even at that length of time.
That's good news.
Yes, yes. So you don't have to put insecticide all over your house, or spray your cars. You can vacuum and clean your sheets and your pillows, and wash the combs and brushes in warm water.
Well, and what's the best way to prevent getting it in the first place?
Well, the first place is to teach your children, because this is really a very common problem in children. It's from 3 to 11. The CDC says that it affects 6 to 12 million children a year.
Wow.
So the best thing to do is to teach your children not to share brushes, headphones, hats. Okay. And if they start itching, start paying attention to it a little bit. Usually when you do initially get the head lice, you aren't symptomatic, you don't itch, but later on they do. And frequently it's at the nape of the neck and behind the ears, and that's usually what leads people into my office.
Thinking about it.
That's usually what leads people into my office, because the children are scratching and they can't figure out why.
And tell me the name of the treatment again?
Lice.
Lice, that's what they should ask for.
It's made by Santa Fe Pasture.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. This is so helpful.
Okay.
I'm not going to be sharing my hairbrush with Kimberly any longer.
If anybody wants to know more about it, they can visit their booth at the DFW Family Expo.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
And Dr. Advice will be a part of the DFW Family Expo this Saturday, and you can get more information at dfwfamilyexpo.com.